The chairman looked at a family photo and learned that the woman already had a husband, but he didn't know that the woman's husband was actually himself. Unfortunately, due to his memory loss and the blurry photo, he didn't recognize her. Thus, the couple missed their first chance to reunite. Just as the chairman left disappointed, he heard the woman shout. It turned out the woman didn't know how to use the water heater to take a bath. As a result, she ended up soaking wet. The chairman patiently taught her how to use it. When he saw that she had learned, he was about to leave. But suddenly, the wheels of his wheelchair got stuck and wouldn't move. The woman wanted to help, but she accidentally slipped and fell into his arms. After this close contact, both of them developed feelings for each other. From then on, the woman took care of the chairman's daily needs. She became the chairman's most trusted caregiver. That day was the woman's birthday. Her daughter called to invite her to dinner to celebrate. The chairman, knowing the woman was going to see her daughter at the company, decided to take her to the company when he went to inspect it that evening. Unexpectedly, after work, the girl was bullied by her supervisor. The supervisor, relying on his uncle, who was the company's manager, threatened the girl to clean all the company's bathrooms, or else she would be fired the next day. The girl was very upset because she couldn't celebrate her mother's birthday. She lied, saying she had to attend a colleague's party, but the woman had already seen the supervisor bullying her daughter, so she cleaned all the company's bathrooms for her daughter in advance. Unexpectedly, her daughter saw this and felt like a failure. She couldn't believe her mother was cleaning bathrooms on her birthday. Just then, the supervisor arrived. Seeing that the girl hadn't cleaned the bathrooms as he ordered, he became furious and was about to punish the girl and her mother. Fortunately, the chairman passed by after his inspection and stopped the supervisor's actions, but the supervisor didn't intend to let the mother and daughter go. He even mistook the chairman for the girl's father, and demanded that the chairman kneel down, bow to him, and bark like a dog, promising that he would then let the mother and daughter go. The chairman was furious when he heard this. He immediately had his assistant summon the manager. The supervisor thought his uncle was coming to back him up, but instead, his uncle scolded him. When the supervisor realized that the man in the wheelchair was the company chairman, he was so frightened that he knelt down to apologize and barked like a dog, but the chairman didn't forgive him and fired him on the spot. The manager, fearing for his own position, quickly gave the girl a raise and a bonus. This pleased the chairman. He then told the girl that she could come to him if she ever needed anything. After that, the chairman celebrated the woman's birthday. Not only did he prepare a cake, he also gave her an agarwood bracelet as a birthday gift. The daughter immediately recognized that the bracelet was worth $5 million, but the chairman lied, saying it only cost him $500. Even then, the woman still thought it was too expensive. During their conversation, the woman learned that the chairman had a son. She suddenly felt very disappointed. She had always suspected that the chairman was her long-lost husband, but now she realized she was overthinking things. After all, her husband and son had died many years ago. One day, the woman received a call from her daughter. Her daughter was about to marry her fiancé, but she was worried that her fiancé's parents would look down on her because she didn't have a father. The assistant suggested that the chairman pretend to be the girl's father. That way, they could avoid being looked down upon by her fiancé's parents. Unexpectedly, on the wedding day, the woman arrived at the ceremony first. Due to her shabby attire, she was despised by her future in-laws. The future mother-in-law humiliated her, saying she was just a poor maid who wasn't qualified to sit at the main table, because only wealthy and powerful people sat at the front. So, she arranged for her to sit at the farthest corner table. The daughter wanted to stand up for her mother when she saw this, but the mother didn't want to make a scene, so she endured it. Then, she took out a bank card with $100,000 as a dowry. Unexpectedly, the future mother-in-law, relying on they had just closed a deal with the chairman of the corporation, arrogantly raised the dowry to $1 million, demanding a luxury house and car as well, because only with that would their family save face. The daughter knew her mother couldn't afford such an extravagant dowry worth millions of dollars. She angrily rebuked her future mother-in-law, saying her thinking was too old-fashioned. Now, people marry for love, and the dowry is just a formality. The mother-in-law was furious after being contradicted. She claimed the woman was just a widow, so it was no surprise her daughter lacked manners. She also insulted the girl, calling her a country bumpkin from a rural area and an illegitimate child without a father. As the guests heard this, they laughed at the mother and daughter. Suddenly, the chairman, dressed in a sharp suit, walked over. To preserve the dignity of the mother and daughter, he pretended to be the girl's father, but the future mother-in-law didn't recognize the chairman. She mocked his designer clothes, claiming they were rented knockoffs. She said that after the marriage, the two families' assets must be kept separate. The chairman agreed and then presented the dowry he had prepared for the girl. It included a gold-crafted mythical creature, a Rolls-Royce, and a seaside villa, among other things. Everyone was stunned by the sight, but the mother-in-law still doubted the authenticity of the dowry. She arrogantly declared that if the dowry were real, she would give the girl the same. At this moment, the brother-in-law arrived. As the hotel's general manager, he often oversaw auctions of rare items. With one glance, he claimed the dowry was fake because just a few days ago, he saw the chairman's assistant purchase that exact phoenix crown for $5 million. So, it was impossible for it to be here. To verify the authenticity, the chairman immediately called his assistant. The assistant rushed to the banquet and scolded the general manager harshly. At this point, they still didn't realize that the man before them was the chairman, nor did they grasp that the dowry was worth $100 million. Now the chairman demanded that the mother-in-law fulfill her promise. If the dowry was real, she had to give the girl the same. However, the dowry's value exceeded her company's market worth. Terrified, her legs went weak, and she collapsed to the ground. She then asked the assistant assistant when the contract with the chairman would be delivered. When the assistant handed the contract to the chairman, everyone realized that the man was indeed the self-made billionaire of 20 years ago. The only reason the chairman condescended to cooperate with their small company was because the girl was marrying their son, but they would look down on the girl and her mother. Enraged, the chairman tore up the contract. In the end, without the contract, the mother-in-law became hysterical. As for whether the girl would stay with her boyfriend, the chairman left that decision up to her. A few days later, the woman was harassed by her mother and brother. They had previously taken away the house that rightfully belonged to the woman. Now, they came to the chairman's house, causing trouble and demanding money from the woman. Luckily, the chairman intervened just in time. But after this incident, the woman felt embarrassed and didn't want to continue working as a maid. She quietly resigned and left the villa. Since then, the chairman became so distraught that he lost his appetite and became listless. One day, he suddenly received a call from his assistant informing him that the woman was at a matchmaking event. He immediately rushed to the scene.